Hopefully you got that on the tape.
Not that.
No? Okay. What's up, Jordan?
It's
How you doing today?
good.
Yeah, if I could just ask, if you don't mind not kicking that, please, the table.
Makes it nice and shitty.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's year 2 for you now.
Mm-hmm.
Just overall, how was year 1? I didn't get to talk to you freshman, but how is it going so far now?
Year one was good. It was a good learning experience. It was good to learn from the guys ahead of me that I had, and it was good to get on the field, get some in-game experience and things like that.
It seemed to be a tight running back group, especially with Carlos Lopez as a coach. Just, I guess in general, how did Bucky Irving, how did Noel Whittington, how did those older guys help you as a true freshman?
They're guys that do everything the right way. So they're always at the facility. You can ask them anything. They do things the right way, so you can count on them on and off the field.
How are you hoping that your role expands this year? Like, what would you like to do more of this year than you had the opportunity to do last season?
I just want to get out there and show coaches that I'm a guy that can be trusted to play any down. That's 1 through 4. So.
And there's so much talent in that room. I mean, how do you separate yourselves?
You just go to work. You go to work every day. Like you said, it's a lot of talent in the room, so you have no choice but to work.
This week in the NFL, there's been a lot of discussion about running backs and whether or not they're getting paid their value, and why do kids want to be running backs? Like why are you a running back? If this is what everyone's saying is like this is not as valuable of a position as it was before. Like, what do you like about this position?
I like getting the ball in my hands immediately, so that's my favorite part about running back. But originally, I started playing because of like the guys like Adrian Peterson, Marshawn Lynch that I used to watch. So I just trying to be somewhat what they are.
Do you think kids look up to that position as much as when you were coming up too?
Probably not as much right now, but kids look up to every position. So kids want to be tight ends, kids want to be receivers, kids want to be anything. So.
Jordan, how do you feel about what your role was last season as kind of that short yardage specialist, and you did really well with it, but how do you feel about the role a year ago, and what do you think your role will be expanded to this season?
I feel like it was great to get out there and early as a freshman and be trusted with that role, and those 3rd and 1s, 4th and 1s, just tight. You had to get in type situations. This year, I'm just looking to just get on the field and show coaches that I can be an every down back.
What is there a difference in mindset in going on the field, particularly in the red zone, where yes, that was your role, so it wasn't necessarily as different as a 1st and 10 kind of situation, but it's just packed in there. They got the big bodies in there trying to slow you down, and yet you were still very, very productive and efficient down there. So what is the difference in approach from even maybe a senior year of high school, and then how you kind of go about attacking as a running back in that way?
Yeah, the short yardage, you gotta kind of nut up. You feel me? It's not. You gotta do what you gotta do to get the yards. So I feel like I'm a physical runner, so it fit me pretty well. I feel like you have to be more physical in college, obviously. So that's something that I improved last year from like my high school game to college. If that makes sense, I had to be more physical. Like I had to throw myself in there more.
What is it about pass protection at this level in particular, going up against being thrown out there against guys like a DJ Johnson or Jordan Burge and those guys on the end, Mace and Brandon?
Yeah, it is different for surely. Yeah, those guys, they're great pass rushers. They know how to get to the quarterback, to say the least. So it's good to practice against them and get that work in with guys that are going to be playing on the next level.
What are you looking to improve upon most from your role here too?
Just everything. You can always improve in every aspect of your game, no matter what position you play, no matter anything.
Has there been any newcomers, whether it's a transfer portal this year or a true freshman, that have impressed you during the summer?
I'm not in particular. It's just all our newcomers have done a pretty good job of transitioning from like the high school level and getting used to the way we run things and the way we do things here. So they have all done a pretty good job.
A lot of fresh faces on the team. Also, Will Stein, the OC. Just how's it been working with him through spring and now during the summer into fall?
It's been good working with him. Coach Stein's a great guy. He knows what he's talking about, and I trust what he's saying. So.
Coach references some of these mottos and sayings about like good to great this year. Like, do you know the origins of that? Like where Coach comes up with some of this stuff sometimes, or either does he mention it, or do you want to know kind of thing, or is it just like, all right, that's what Coach saying? Like that's
I don't necessarily know where he comes up with it, but I know he mentions it to the team. Like we have get reels every Wednesday where we talk about things like that. Where we're just sitting down, not necessarily talking about just football, but just like life in general. So yeah, good to great is kind of like you want to live your life every day trying to be great, but it's just trying to get from what our 10-2, 10-3 season was to where you want to be. So.
Sure. So like but you don't know the book that he's referring to.
No.
Okay, I was just curious.
What's it like having Carlos Lopez as a coach? Because during interviews, he's very passionate about everything he does. What is it like having him as a coach?
It's great having him as a coach. I think he's the best running back coach in America. So he knows what he's talking about. He teaches his guys. He actually has numerous backs in the league, so he produces NFL talent. He's just a great guy, great coach.
Bucky doesn't say a lot to us, and that's okay. That's fine. I'm not taking it personal. But as a teammate and as a guy in the room with him, especially as a young guy, I met him last year, how much do you know about him, his story, his family, and just some of the things that he's gone through in life?
Bucky?
Yeah.
Yeah, he opened up to a team about a few things, but that's not anything for me to get into. But he's just a guy that he just goes to work. He's a leader. He's a role model for not just people in the running back room, but people on the team. Just how to work, how to do things the right way, to get where you want to be at.
Did he share that one of the get reels, or just the running back room, or?
Yeah, it was in one of the get reels.
What is it like hearing that? Because again, we don't have to get into the details, but when you know what the details are, that's some real stuff.
Yeah, well, you kind of see why he goes to work as hard as he goes to work. So that's one thing that really opened my eyes from hearing that. He's a guy that's just going to work regardless. He's not going to complain. He's at the facility more than anybody else on the team. So he likes to work.
That room is pretty deep and had a lot of success last year. What's one of the big things you guys are hoping to see improve from last year to this year?
We're just all trying to have a great year in general. Improve everything. Like I said, there's always places to improve, but just be the most productive room on the team.
You talked about kind of a little bit of seeing how hard Bucky works. What those two guys, Bucky and Noah, what kind of things do you learn from them that maybe you put into your off season and get ready for this year?
Just a lot of things like how to take care of your body, how to just like study habits as far as like film and things like that. Certain moves out of their toolbox that I can put into my game, things like that.
How much have you gotten a chance to work with offensive line guys leading into fall camp? I know some new names and a little bit of shuffling there. How are things kind of gelling between the run game?
Yeah, things are going good there. We work with them often, so we're fitting where things will be fit out.
Thank you.
What's the overall morale in the room? How are you guys feeling as a unit?
We feel great. We're not none of us in the room are guys to complain about anything or complain about another one's success. So we're just all happy for each other, and it shows.
And what about your personal expectations for this season? What do you want to see? What kind of step do you want to make this season?
Yeah, like I said earlier, just showing the coaches that I can be trusted to play in any down. They can put me out there whenever, and I'll get the job done.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jordan. All right, appreciate it.